In the golden sands of Nubia, south of ancient Egypt, rose a kingdom that refused to be forgotten. This is the story of Queen Amanirena, a warrior queen of Kush, whose defiance against the mighty Roman Empire shook the ancient world and carved her name into the stones of history. The kingdom of Kush, rich, powerful, and steeped in tradition. By the 1st century BCE, it had stood strong for nearly 1,000 years. Its capital, Meroe, was a beacon of culture, iron production, and royal dynasties. Skilled artisans crafted weapons, jewelry, and monuments, and ruling over it all were the Kandakes, powerful queens and queen mothers who shared and sometimes dominated the throne. To the north, the Roman Empire was expanding, ruthless, calculating. By 30 BCE, Egypt, the ancient rival and sometimes neighbor of Kush, had fallen. Cleopatra, the last pharaoh, was gone, and in her place, the Roman legions marched in, claiming the land for Emperor Augustus. The Romans saw Nubia as a remote, exotic place, a region of gold and ivory, a stepping stone toward controlling more of Africa. They underestimated what lay beyond the first cataract of the Nile. What they didn't expect was her. Amanirena, a name rarely spoken in Roman records, but etched forever in the memory of Kush. She ruled from around 40 BCE to 10 BCE, one of the most formidable Kandakes in history. She was not a ceremonial queen. She was a commander, a strategist, and a symbol of national pride. Little is known of her early years, but we know she ruled alongside her son, Prince Akanidad, and that together they were a political and military force. Roman sources describe her as one-eyed, likely a wound earned in battle, but her vision for her people was sharper than ever. When Roman tax officials crossed into Kushite lands, seizing territory, demanding tribute, and disrespecting Kushite sovereignty, Amanirena acted swiftly. This wasn't diplomacy. It was provocation, and she responded not with negotiation, but with war. In 25 BCE, she led her army north into Roman-controlled Egypt. It was a swift and stunning campaign. Her forces stormed towns like Syene and Philae, toppling Roman statues and routing garrisons. One bronze head of Augustus, Rome's divine emperor, was seized and taken back to Kush. It was buried beneath the steps of a temple. Every time her people walked in to pray, they literally walked over Caesar. This was more than military resistance. It was psychological warfare. A queen from Africa sending a message to the most powerful empire in the world. We will not bow. Rome, of course, retaliated. Gaius Petronius, the Roman prefect of Egypt, led a counterattack. The Romans pushed deep into Nubian territory, capturing the city of Napata, an ancient religious center. But Amanirena did not yield. Even after setbacks, she regrouped her forces. Even after losing an eye, she continued to ride into battle. Her leadership inspired not only warriors, but a nation. Under her command, Kushite archers, renowned across the ancient world, inflicted serious losses on Roman troops. She used the terrain, the Nile, and desert tactics to her advantage. Rome was learning. Kush would not be conquered easily. Eventually, both sides realized the conflict could not continue indefinitely. The cost was high, and Rome had stretched itself thin. In 22 BCE, peace negotiations began. And in an extraordinary turn, Amanirena did what few could achieve. She negotiated from a position of strength. The result? A peace treaty that respected Kushite sovereignty. Rome withdrew its forces from Napata. No tribute was imposed. Kush regained its autonomy. The treaty held for decades, and Amanirena, scarred but unbroken, returned home not just as a queen, but as a national hero. Imagine that, in an era where Roman conquest seemed inevitable, where rebellion often meant destruction, Amanirena defied the odds. She preserved her people's freedom, culture, and pride. She didn't just resist Rome, she beat them. She died around 10 BCE, but her story lives on. The bronze head of Augustus, once buried beneath her temple, now rests in the Sudan National Museum, a silent witness to her legacy. And in the deserts of Nubia, in the ruins of pyramids and inscriptions written in the ancient Meroitic script, the spirit of Amanirena endures. A warrior, a mother, a queen, a symbol of resistance and African power. Her story is not just about war, it's about identity, about refusing to be erased, about standing tall, even when the world wants you small. This is the legacy of Amanirenas of Kush, the woman who dared to defy an empire and won.